So I'm Uma here, and I would be sharing a bit on a project that the Department of Polytechnic and Community College Education would be partnering with Soccer. Right. So how's everyone feeling today?
Great.
Okay. All right. Okay. So in Malaysia, it's actually our lockdown. So most of us are back to working from home. And I hope everyone stays safe. All
Yeah.
right. So as Daniel mentioned, um, I'm from one of the TVET providers in the nation. So we are running polytechnics and community colleges under the purview of the Ministry of Higher Education of Malaysia. So TVET, just a very brief definition from UNESCO, is the education, training and skills development relating to a wide range of occupational fields, production services and livelihoods. So the education system for TVET should not only focus on the skills required at the workplace. That means not only knowledge related to the work, but also employability skills. Because during my previous research, employers feel that students can learn a lot of things on the job, but what is more important is their attitude, their interpersonal skills, their communication skills, how they're able to work in a team. So those are the things that needs to be emphasized and developed. So we have 36 polytechnics in the country, located in most of the states except for the federal territories. We have premier polytechnics, we have conventional polytechnics and metro polytechnics. Premier polytechnics offer degree programs, conventional polytechnics offer diploma programs, and metro polytechnics are polytechnics which were newly built and they are located in city centers, and they provide more services-based courses. Else, most polytechnics provide more engineering programs. Besides polytechnics, we have 104 community colleges around the country. The courses offered in community colleges are certificate level programs, and a few community colleges offer diploma work-based learning programs. So it's quite a big number of institutions in the country. If you were to ask me why blended learning may appeal to TVET students is because TVET students have a mixed range of levels and abilities. They come from mixed educational backgrounds. Some of them live at a distance from the college. And more importantly, they actually possess different motivation for continuing their studies. What we have found is some students are there because their parents want them to study. It's not really something that they want to do, but they come with different motivation levels for continuing their studies. Given that diversity, research has shown that there must be an efficient use of the class time and a more student-centered learning environment. So these students can actually learn on their own pace and time. Again, the focus should be not only on work-related knowledge, but also on employability skills. Now, so when we are designing to teach for polytechnic students and community college students, I'm quite interested to see more research coming out about humanizing learning, especially teaching during the pandemic. Previously, online learning was just supplementary, but now it's something that you just can't escape from. So how am I relating this to using social media applications or using applications which are relevant to teaching and learning is by actually focusing on these core principles on how to humanize learning instead of just online learning per se. So for example, giving students a choice for them to express themselves through writing, through voice or through video, providing them, more, it's actually just to encourage them to increase their intrinsic motivation. Research has shown that TVET students tend to be less motivated. They are also mostly students who were actually not very academically inclined. Hence, giving them a choice for them to express themselves actually really helps in enhancing their achievement in class. Besides that, another C would be in terms of control. When we are designing learning, we should actually involve students in decision making. Simple things such as getting them to organize themselves into groups, maybe creating a portion of the class content, getting them to create something, also getting them to suggest how they would like to be assessed. Yeah. So since I'm also the host, so I'm getting this notifications of who's coming in into the meeting room, who's coming in into Zoom. Yeah, because I'm also the host. Okay. So sorry for the interruption. So the next C would be constructing meaning. Okay, this is very important in TVET because we want students to actually see the real world application or the real world application, something which is related to the workforce. And you, based on research, using videos can be used as a catalyst for discussion. So get students to contribute videos or images or links that actually demonstrate examples of certain concepts that they have learned. So this is very, this is a key point to getting us to actually humanize the whole learning experience. Fourth would be to encourage students to actually come out of their comfort zone, getting them to actually create their own content, challenging them. I think this one is not really a challenge for them because they're quite comfortable in actually creating their own content, but maybe other lecturers are not too, we do not encourage that, and maybe we should actually encourage them to actually come out from their comfort zones and start creating their own content. I think you would be amazed on how the things that, the amount of things that they can actually create. The fourth C would be collaboration and getting them to learn from each other. So this allows them to actually empower each other, inspire each other, and what better way would be actually to use social technologies and design learning activities that encourages this, all right? And this can be done asynchronously. It can also be done synchronously. It depends, but it's good to actually put in collaborative ways of, activities and tasks. Finally, get them to actually share their work in an open platform, and that gives them this sense of ownership towards their education. And then they can actually get the comments, and they can actually bear the consequence of something that they have done. And these projects may actually have an impact on them, and it can even become part of their portfolio at the end of the course. So get them into content creation. So once we found out more about this humanizing learning, especially when you're teaching online in the TVET context, we found that a project, a social mobile learning project for 21st century learning at polytechnics and community colleges seems to be feasible. So based on a discussion last year, from this year, we are planning to actually identify early adopters of social mobile learning for workplace English. We already have a few on board. We also would like to identify those lecturers who are still resistant to changes, especially concerning online teaching and learning. There have been cases, we actually found out last year through a simple survey that there are many lecturers who are still feeling that, oh, I'm teaching technical vocational education and courses, I'm teaching hands-on things, I can't do this online. I don't know how to do this online. I'm so used to teaching this face-to-face. So even these people, these lecturers as well should be on board of this so that, they understand the potential of social mobile learning and how online learning is here to stay, because we do not know when this pandemic is going to end, right? So this would be done during the needs analysis phase, and this will be done around April this year. After that, what we're planning is a design and development phase where we'll be creating onboarding and orientation session towards how to use Socle for teaching and learning, designing tasks and activities, and even lesson plans so that it can be used consistently by many lecturers, especially those teaching workplace English, right? So this is something that we are planning. And finally, to implement the tasks and activities and find out students' engagement, their motivation, or their perception, or the usability. So this is all that I have to share about the potential collaboration between SOCL and us for social mobile learning. So this is part of one of our KPIs from the Instructional Digital Learning Division, where we would like to actually strengthen lecturers' teaching and learning skills. Again, teaching face-to-face is different from teaching online. So we are hoping that if there are tasks and activities and lesson plans designed on how to use SOCL more effectively for the workplace English subject, we are hoping for more adopters and actually to expand the program to even other subjects in the near future. All right, so that's all from me, Daniel. Is there any questions? Feel free to ask me. Thank you.
Thank you.